Welcome back everybody to my channel. How is everything going? For those of you that watch my power recaps, I know I didn't do last week, but there are some weeks since it's August that I will be on vacation. So I can't really determine, gotta do some family stuff and different things like that. So I know this month is gonna be a little shaky as far as the schedule, but I'll definitely try to give you guys as much as I can. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I put this on here. But yeah, make sure that you go ahead, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and yeah, keep it going. Make sure you comment down below about this episode too, because this one was really crazy. It was really crazy. Yo, craziness. Alright, so let's get it started. So Brittany, she got a message from this dude named Mark about 3 years ago, and she wasn't really feeling him at this time, and she kind of felt like something wasn't right with him. But she was like, you know what? He lives close to her, and they also had a mutual friend who said that he was the real deal. Now come to find out, I don't even think she brought up the mutual friend again after she met this part, or maybe this was part of the story. But anyway, we'll get to that. So she doesn't FaceTime the dude, or she hasn't spoken to him on the phone or anything. So it's like, how do you even know he's real? Here we go with the major red flags. So Mark, he now getting into the meat and potatoes of everything. He initially messaged her because he said he found nude pics of her on a revenge site. So that's weird right there. That means this guy has literally seen her naked. But and Cammy was like, she said the same thing, like, that's kind of weird. That's a weird way to start things off. Like, why is he even on this site in the first place? Like, why are you looking up revenge porn? It's weird. So well, I be getting like weird stuff like that. Well, I used to get like, oh my god, your picture was found on this, and then it'd be like a spam link. Block and delete. Okay. I don't never click. Like, I don't even care if it's a friend, if it's the boo thing, if it's my kids. Like, I don't care who it is, unless I can tell that it's like a verified, or you told me that you're sending me a link or something along those lines. Like, if it's some random link from your account, then I'm definitely not clicking on it, because I know a lot of those is like spamware or spyware or whatever. So yeah, I don't play that. So anyway, so her last relationship, now we get into the messy stuff. So her last relationship was with sorry, I was me reading the message. It was with her supervisor, and come to find out, she found out that her supervisor was married. She said it became real messy. His wife found out. I think she said he almost lost his house. He lost his job. Like, he hit rock bottom pretty much because of her. And I remember, honey child, I was in a scandal before, and shit got crazy. So I definitely was like, oh, child. Story time. That's a story time type of talk. But yeah, the wife found out, and Brittany kind of feels like it could have been the wife, but because the wife was upset, like, she feels like the wife could have been the one to put up the porn pics, the revenge pics, because she said she used to send Billy a whole bunch of pics. And my wife scorns. Now I wouldn't do no shit like that though, because at the end of the day, especially in California, I don't know about the other states. I'm not in California anyway, but I know in California they created like a law against that. But yeah, like, that's unacceptable to do some shit like that. I don't care how mad I am. I'm not gonna post your pictures all over the internet. Somebody tried to do some shit like that. Like, I had to go to the police and everything. This was a while back. But yeah, I had to I told you, it was a huge scandal, y'all. I remember. But so Mark was, like I said, he reached out to her, and it was like 2 years after he initially reached out to her. So now she started like actually having conversations with this guy. So come to find out, Billy stays at Mark's house. So now shit ain't adding up to me. It's just like, what? So they're connected, but you trying to talk to Mark, but you're also trying to get back with Billy in the process, because that's pretty much what she said when Neve and Cammy asked her, like, are you interested in Mark or are you interested in Billy? She's like, at the end of the day, she's interested in Billy. She wants to get back with him. And if this is a way to do it, like, she's willing to go through the process pretty much. So she said she didn't realize until recently that it could have been Billy the whole time that's been pretending to be Mark. And I'm just like, dude, like, you don't feel like something weird is going on? Like, how is it just this random coincidence? But then she's like, if it is him, maybe he was trying to warn her that his wife had put up the pictures. So either way, she's just trying to get to the bottom of this so she could be reunited with Billy. That was the end goal at the end of the day. She said that Mark told her that Billy's wife isn't in the picture, and he kept on like trying to get them back together, which is weird because weren't you trying to talk to her? But then Billy, when she talked to Billy and got his new number, Billy was pretty much saying like, oh, he's about to leave his wife, but he can't meet up with her. They even sent her a care package through somebody else named Joanne. They sent her money. According to her, she even had the nerve to go to the people in house. Okay, she went to their house. And she said, they're like, wasn't that risky for you to do that? Like, if the wife is there, they're like, she was like, oh, that he was like, don't worry about it. The wife is in the garage. Like, what? Are you crazy? Girl, Brittany, what are you doing? This was a bad idea. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like to talk bad about people, but this was definitely giving me bird brain vibes. I know that we do, and I've been there. I've done crazy things in the name of love, you know, where you girl, are you a Pisces? Because we just put our hearts all the way on the line, you know. But like, at some point, there has to be some kind of boundaries. Like, you literally stepping into the fire. Like, she could have rode you down, like, you know, knocked you down with her car. She could have did whatever. She getting weed and I think liquor in the care package. Like, the fuck? I don't know. It was just, and she had to go over there to go and pick it up. Like, what? I don't know. She said that during this whole time, she did get to, like, converse with Billy a few times via text message. And she also had phone sex with Billy at least once. So at least that's kind of showing that she talked to him from what I was hearing when she said that part. I'm like, okay, sounds kind of legit. Like, maybe dude really is leaving his wife. Cammy's like, yo, they never leave the wife. I mean, it doesn't, if they don't really care about them, then yeah. But if they have kids with them and want to really continue to see their kids and not be a, you know, weekend dad or something like that, then yeah. And if they actually care about the person, then yeah, they actually would stay. But if, you know, they found so much more love with this other person, then perhaps they would. I've seen that happen as well. It just kind of depends on the person and the situation. Not every situation is different. But the stereotypical thing is they won't leave unless they're forced to leave. So yeah. It was starting to get a little weird. So after that, the girl, she, like I said, she just seemed like she was weird. They started doing their little investigations or whatever. They saw the Facebook account for Marky. They saw that it was from 2012. So they're like, okay, this was before all the drama happened. So it's possible that this is a real person. But the person only had 15 friends, no comments, no likes, no nothing. So of course, that's looking a little fishy. They did see the Joanne cousin relative, so they tried to reach out to her and ask some questions. And she just kind of say that she found out who Billy was and she didn't want to be involved in it anymore. Plain and simple. Like, once she found out, she was kind of done with it. And she knows about the situation because her husband is friends with the family over there, with the other family. with Billy and Bobby, which is his wife. So, following that, they went ahead and reached out to Brittany again, and now because of what Joanne said, because Joanne also said to be very careful with Brittany, and she seems like she's the type to do anything to get what she wants. So, you know, once they hear that, Neve and Cammy, they're kind of like, now they're questioning the legitimacy of her story. And is she just doing this so that they can be like on some love connection shit? And instead of it really being a catfish situation, now it's actually like love connection. You know, we're trying to reunite you with your long lost married lover. You know, now that's what they started to think in their head based on what this woman was saying. So it's like nothing was really adding up. Nothing was really making sense. So then they go ahead and they talk to her, and she seems like she was hurt by what she heard. You know, they pretty much laid it all out for her and also told her what Joanne said. But then she said that she had a confession that she was ambushed into doing this. She said both Billy and Mark kind of came together, came up with this story, and said this was something that she needed to do. She kind of didn't want to do it because she already got humiliated. She already, her name got destroyed, if you want to say that. And I guess Bobby, which is Billy's wife, her people was coming at her. So she already got embarrassed. So she didn't really want to do this, but they said, you know, if you do this, you can be with Billy again. So she's on some YOLO. I'm willing to try anything for love. Bitch, you do it the most. You do it way too much, girl. Girl, what are you doing? Like I said, there gotta be some point where you gotta say, all right, this is the line. Like, I'm drawing a line in the sand. That's the end of this. I'm not going on national TV to out myself to people that don't even know me and look crazy out here. Now, future employers, future, you know, whoever is going to always remember me as this particular person. You know, people know as much as you tell them. And now, if I was to see this gal in the street, I mean, I don't care that much, but, you know, that would be the first thing. I would probably remember this catfish story, perhaps, you know, depending on how many years have passed. But hers was a pretty memorable one, so it is something that you can possibly remember. So anyway, so they reach out, I think it was to Mark or was it Billy? It was one of the two of them, and asked, you know, if they can speak to them, and they said yes, let's do a Zoom call. So here we go, Zoom call. Who comes on the phone? Bobby, Billy's wife. I had a feeling, y'all. I had a feeling like deep down inside, I knew that it had to be her, because I'm like, stuff is just not adding up. Like, how are these two so close? And I'm like, it's probably a fake account that she had from like a long time ago, and that's exactly what it was. She created this account a long time ago. She just had it laying to the side, probably was using it to see who her man was talking to or whatever, you know, to get to talk to different females, to be like, you know, kind of test them or whatever. And I'm pretty sure he didn't do this before. He probably won't stop doing it. Well, maybe he might, just for the simple fact that now it's out there on TV. So that's number one. So ain't nobody trying to F with him, especially if they got a small town. And or they probably about to leave him right now because they like, yo, your wife is crazy. I ain't even about to do this. So, you know, that's probably how that's going down. But I feel like he probably did this before, and she probably is tired of it. And I don't feel like Brittany was the only one. But I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't feel like it. And the wife was probably sick and tired of it, so she's like, you know what? Yeah. Like, what? At the end of the day, what you so scared of? It's like she's scared that her husband would actually take her up on the offer because she sees that Brittany is obviously younger. She's probably more fun. I mean, I don't like to compare people, but she got eyebrows and she look a lot cuter. So, you know, it's probably a threat to her. So she's like, you know what? I got to make sure I secure my family and this man don't end up leaving me. for this little young trick. So let me go ahead and do what I gotta do by any means necessary. I mean, at some point you gotta realize that people are not your possessions, and if they about to, let me tell you something. If you about to go and do your thing, then perhaps you need to be gone. Because if you feel like that's acceptable, and if I have to be on some, oh yeah, let me go out here, let me do this, let me do damage control, let me do this, let me try. Nah, like I shouldn't even have to do all that. Like that's crazy to me. No person is really worth that at the end of the day. I shouldn't have to baby you and make sure that you're doing the right thing, especially in a marriage. At the end of the day, if you felt like you needed to go to this person and you would probably go back to this person, then maybe you just need to be with that person. I shouldn't have to be blocking the door so you won't go. That means you probably love her, you care about her. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe the wife heard something, or she realizes like, damn, like this was real serious, you know, like he actually cared about this broad. So I feel like that's more so what it was. So yeah, so now come to find out, like all these little messages that she was doing it with the wife. Neva's like, yo, this is weird, this is gross, and it's almost like you're having an affair with Brittany at this point. Like, you literally had phone sex with her. Are you kidding me? So you sat there and you really listened to this girl get off while you on the phone pretending to be a dude? Like, oh yeah. Like, are you kidding me? I could never go that far. Like, I'm a good actress, don't get me wrong, but like, really though? That's just nasty to me. Like, it's weird. And when Neva said he was like, so you actually gave her a care package? Like, what? She was like, she grows weed and it's illegal there, so it didn't really matter. And then here goes this dumb bird brain talking about, well, it was good too. Bitch, she could have laced it. You lucky that you didn't die from this weed. You know how many people get laced with weed, and this woman really actually had a reason to lace the weed? Probably only because it would track back to her cousin, and she didn't want to get her cousin or her friend, whoever this person actually is. I think it was just her friend. But she didn't want to get it traced back to her. But she could have literally poisoned you and killed you. Like, she's not even thinking about the bigger picture. How you put yourself in danger. Like, this was real danger. So yeah, she's lucky about that. But from my point of view and from what I see, this was really just to expose her even more and to kind of solidify, like, okay, just leave him alone. That's it. Like, stop trying to come back. Stop trying to, like, reach out. But Brittany's like, wasn't even the one that reached out. You're the one who hit me up. I wasn't even thinking about this. You literally dangled the carrot in front of my face when I was not even thinking about this man. Like, you brought it back into my mind. So Neva's like, all right, so y'all need to pretty much, he was on some daddy stuff. Like, both of them, Neva and Candy, like, yo, they was on some parental controls. Like, you need to just make sure you leave her alone. This is done. This is over with. Like, what are you going to do with these pictures? You need to delete them. And don't post them anywhere. She's like, no, she wouldn't. He was like, you know, this makes you look really immature and crazy. Like, this woman looks like she's in her 50s. And you're messing with this girl who's probably maybe 20s. I don't think they said the ages, but probably in her 20s. So I'm assuming the husband is up there in age as well. So at this point, Brittany just needs to, like, move on. That's what I was saying. And she was saying, they were like, oh, are you going to move on from this? She was like, I'll try. Like, dude, there's no trying. It's just do it. Like Nike. You're delusional at this point. At this point, you don't need closure. Like she was saying, she needs closure. No. Like, there's a lot of times, and I know for myself personally, I like to have an ending. I like to have a reason why something happened the way it happened, because then my mind just be like, you know, I'd be all over the place. But it comes to a point sometimes where you just have to let things be and just kind of accept it for what it is and just kind of release it and let it go. And I felt like that's what she needed to do. But following that, you know, they show where are they now type of stuff. I like doing that for some reason. It's so weird. But Brittany, she's finally moved on with someone her age, they said. So that just proves the point that I was making earlier, which is that he was an older gentleman. Well, obviously he was her supervisor. She's probably, who God knows how old she was at the time. I don't think they said it, or if they did, I missed it. And Bobby has deleted the pages, and she's kind of moved on, and she's happy now. She's good because she feels like she's gotten Brittany out. But she better hope some next one don't come. I mean, because she gonna be opening that. She probably didn't even delete the page. She probably just put it. She probably just took it down. Like, I might need this again one day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to delete it. I'ma just take it down for now. I bet you. But anyways, that's pretty much that, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about this crazy ass episode down below. I definitely want to see what you guys have to say. I'll see y'all in the next one.